This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. It's a Technique Tuesday, so I'm throwing out a little technique tidbit. In this lesson, I'm going to go over one of the things that has been the very best things I've done to work on my right and left hand coordination when working with a pick. And so let's just go ahead and dive right in. So I have found that when I do things with a pick that I would normally do fingerstyle or finger picking, that it really tightens up my right hand. For example, doing arpeggio patterns that would normally be a finger picking thing, doing them with a pick instead. So I'm going to demonstrate one that is really great to work on. I've got it written up here on the board. So P-I-M-I-A-I-M-I as a finger picking pattern, that would sound like, and I'm just demonstrating it on a G chord. So this isn't a finger picking lesson, but with that, P equals thumb, I is index, M is middle, and ring is the A letter, the letter A. So, and then those fingers are assigned to particular strings. And then as I play chords, I pluck those strings as I play the chord, like G, E minor, C, and D. So when I flip this and do this with a pick, it's really good for the right hand. So let's take a look at this one. I've written underneath the actual strings that we would pluck. So initially the thumb usually plucks the bass note of the chord. So we're going to pluck the bass note, which means we're going to pluck string 4, 5, or 6, whichever one has the lowest note of the chord on it. That's the one we're going to pluck. And then every time we have the I up here, it's going to be the third string we're going to pluck. The M is going to be the second string. The I is going to be the third string. The A is going to be the top string, string 1, and then again the I3, M2, and 3I. So if I was doing this just on an E minor chord where I'm plucking the low 6th string for my bass, not worrying at all about my left hand, I'm going to go 6, 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, and I'm just going to pluck it with my right hand. Now you can mess with different alternate directions. You might start out just doing all down pluck if that's what you need to do. I usually find myself doing in this sort of thing more of an economy picking, meaning when I'm coming back I went down, down because I was headed down towards the floor, and then I went down again because all those head towards the floor, and then as I came back to that third string I did up, and then I did down again on the top, and then up, down, up. That's how I was plucking it because that's most natural. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, up. But you might need to just do all down plucks initially, and you can also play with the right hand to try and work in more skill, all up or just a constant down, up, no matter what. You can play with all those types of things as you're working on your right hand. But initially, just doing whichever one feels most comfortable, or one that you think would be good for you to work on, is what you want to do. So you just get that down, and you do it nice and slow. You do it as slow as you need to. I've done it a lot, so I might be taking it a little fast compared to the first time I'd ever done it. But you take it as slow as you need to be able to pluck each note accurately, and to be able to relax the muscles in your body. If you're tightening up in the back and the shoulders and the arms and the hands, we're not working on good technique. As I've explained a lot on Technique Tuesdays, we got to be relaxed so that we can learn to play relaxed and stay relaxed. That helps limit injuries in our hands. Eliminates that tension running through that causes our muscles to tighten up and get so they're hurting. So once you've got that pattern down, it's great to take it through a chord progression. I've got one up here on the board that's just always a great go-to for this sort of thing, and then of course it can be worked on in other ones, but G, E minor, C, and D. So for the G chord, I'm going to pluck that 6th string, for the E minor, that 6th string as my low bass notes, and then for the C, that 5th string, and the D, the 4th string. So with this I get to practice plucking the different strings, and if I insert this pattern, which is in 4/4 time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and if I do it twice per chord, we'd have reti, and it would sound like this. I'd do G again, E minor, could do it one type of chord, so go Reti and G, E minor, C, D. That sort of thing really over time has tightened up my right hand. I think it more than anything else, doing these sorts of patterns, doing classical pieces even that allow me to, that are meant to be done fingerstyle, that get me really working with accuracy in the right hand. Okay, so if that's not challenging enough and you wanted some ways to expand this, of course you can work on this with any finger picking pattern. This is really great. You just change up the picking patterns. You can also play with even a pattern like this and change up what strings you're plucking, especially for the chords that are on the top 5 strings or all 6 strings. It's harder to do for the ones that are just on the top 4 strings unless you want to play with alternating different bass note plucks or something like that. But for example, we could bring this to the inside strings. So if I was finger plucking it, instead of having my index on the 3rd string, my middle on the 2nd, and my ring on the high string, I could bring them in to 4, 3, and 2 and play it on those inside strings, and it's fun to alternate back and forth. So for E minor, I could do the same kind of thing. C, I could do the same thing. And then for D, I kind of need to stay on the top string. So that one, there isn't a change to it, but I can do it on those top ones. So if I was plucking, then I would do, instead of the 3, I'd move to 4, and then 2 to 3, and 1 to 2. So I could play the G, and then go to the higher strings. Then do it with the E minor. Same thing with C. And D, I just keep it the same. All of those things are so great for that right hand coordination and accuracy. So super fun. I hope you have fun with that, trying that out with different finger picking patterns and having fun with these lessons. On Thursdays we get our Theory Thursdays. On Saturday there's the mini course that always has new lessons covering a specific topic. Plus there's hundreds of other lessons already on the channel. So plenty to do, plenty to have fun with, plenty to check out. Keep at it, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com.